Are you a barista working in a cafe, dealing with heaps of coffees and big orders? Watch me work through this big order and I'll give you my tips and tricks as to how I maintain my speed while also maintaining my quality. Hey guys, I'm Jimmy. Welcome back to the Artisti YouTube channel where we guide you through all things coffee. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video and hit the bell icon so you get notified of all of our future videos. Today, I'm talking to the baristas that are already on the front line making heaps of coffees in cafes, and I want to help you to get faster while maintaining your quality. So I'm going to talk you through some of the tips and the tricks while I make an order for a customer that's a general order, and you can see how I talk through the steps and the little things I think about when processing that order, and hopefully that will give you some tools to get faster and make better coffee for your customers. Let's get into it. Okay, so I've got 6 coffees in this order and I'm straight away going to start thinking about how I'm going to maintain that quality by making some of the sweeter drinks at the start as opposed to some of the drinks that I want to maintain the best flavor towards the end so that the drinking experience for the customer is the best it can be. Now I've got a low tide flat white, a cat with 2, a long black, an almond latte, a hot chocolate and a strong caramel latte. This is such a classic Australian takeaway order, so I want to make it real. I couldn't just do 10 cappuccinos in a row really fast. I want to make it real because this is what we deal with every day now. We've got alternative milks, we've got sugars, we've got syrups, low tides, long blacks with single origins. So I'm going to switch them up to make sure that they're in the order that I want them to be grouped. Grouping your coffees is a big part of things so that you can do the same milk together, and just that's going to be a big part of maintaining speed. If you can group things together and do them together, you're going to see the benefits of that. Now, straight away, I'm going to do my long black last. That's going to be the one that I want to taste the best at the end. I'm going to do my strong caramel latte and my low tide flat white together so I can share that jug of milk. I am doing double ristrettos in my 8-ounce cups and I'm doing double shots in my 12-ounce cups. So I can split that milk, but they are going to get a head each. That strong caramel latte is going to get a double shot, double ristretto, cat with 2, so the 2 sugars going in there is going to sweeten it up, so I'm not too worried about losing some flavor there. We've got an almond latte which I'll do closer to the end, and that hot chocolate I'll sneak in there at the start as well. So let's sneak that hot chocolate in first, and we'll get that started. Now, one other thing about your area and what you're preparing for all of your drinks, you really need to be ready. You need to think about having your syrups on hand, your sugars are easily accessible, you're not having to step too far away from your machine, and that's something that you want to think about before being in service. You want to make sure that you've got your alternative milks on hand, your jugs are clean and ready. If you're not organized, if you're not clean, you don't have your hopper full, you're just setting yourself up for failure. So in the downtime, get yourself ready for the rushes. You just don't want to be left behind having to run to the cool room and grab milk or anything else. So easiest way to set yourself up for failure is to miss out on having something ready, and if you're in the middle of the order and you have to step away from the machine, those coffees just aren't going to remain as quality as they should be. So firstly, I'm just going to prep these as well. I've got my hot chocolate. I've even got my hot chocolate in a pump pre-done. This is still a powder that we melt down with water, but we put it in a pump so that I can just do a couple of pumps into there, and I'll set that aside on my milk side ready to go. I'm going to chuck some caramel in that strong caramel latte cup. I'll put another pump in. I'm going to need that one. I'm going to put a pump of chocolate into my almond mocha. I'm going to put 2 sugars into my cap. Now this is something that we've done in another video. You can go back to another video that I've done about improving your takeaway service. So this really extends on that video where we talk about how you can improve your takeaway offering, like writing the order on the cups in abbreviated language, and also potentially having your sugars and your syrups as something that your staff can do at the till. In this case, I'm doing it as the barista. I am just a one-man band here. I'm not going to introduce a second person, which is of course a much faster way to make coffee. It's to introduce that second person, but realistically, you'll find yourself on the machine getting busy by yourself, and you still need to understand how to manage these orders. Alright, so I've also got a long black down the line. Now, I prefer to actually use our kettle for a long black, so I'm just going to make sure that kettle's on, it's just getting up to heat. So when I'm coming back to that long black, we're good to go. So let's also use the most, you want to be reducing the amount of times that you're holding things. Clean up, make sure you're grinding while you're cleaning your head, being most efficient, maintaining our dose so that we can see that our coffee is still going to taste good at the end of the day. Good distribution. This, like I said, this isn't about being necessarily only the fastest. This is also about maintaining that quality. So I'm going to do that. Before I even prep that, I'm going to step over here. I'm going to get that milk going. Come back up here. Prep my shot. Good distribution. Low tide flat white, double ristretto. Lovely. Cool. Now, if you've watched any of our other videos on milk techniques and all that thing, you'll notice that I'm doing my best to maintain all of the things that we teach. Purging before, purging after, good quality spinning of milk. I'm going to split this one, so I've got a nice clean jug here ready to go. Got that hot chocolate there too. I'll just have that milk running a bit there while I'm waiting on that. Lovely. Now, again, not compromising on quality of the coffee. Beautiful. Let's just finish pouring this low tide flat white. Bit of speed, so we've got the good mix there. Both side. Lid's on. I've already written on the side, so I don't have to rewrite that. If you are having to rewrite after the fact that you aren't doing our takeaway option with writing the order on the side of the cup, that's one more step that you're adding to the end of your process. That is slowing you down. Now I do have a jug rinse, so once we start introducing other things like automation, cool, I'm going to, would have liked to have given that a stir. That was a little bit rushed on the hot chocolate. So let's get that chocky in there. Having a quick look, we've got our cap, we've already got our 2 sugars in. Get our shot going. Coming up here. Right. Now I do have an almond latte. Get that second shot going. 2 sugars on. Milk is right there, ready to go. Alright, so I've already got my chocolate in there for that almond latte. Prep that. Prep that. Cool. Now I've got a spare hand that I can start to organise my other shots around myself. Get that out of my way. Always checking on those shots. We've got great times running on those, so maintaining that quality again. You don't want to get so carried away with making fast coffee that you're not maintaining quality coffee. That a little stir for that mocha. Come back to this one. Put that there. Get that little rinse, nice and clean and sanitary. Stir in those sugars. So the sugars were already in the cup, so they're mostly melted from the hot coffee already. There's There's our cappuccino. Yes, in Australia we put chocolate on the top of our cappuccinos. Being careful that I don't put my hands on the customer's mouthpiece there. Coming back to this almond milk. Alright, of course having a jug rinser is going to help you maintain nice clean cups, clean jugs, sorry, so that you can do that. Now I've got 5 there. The last one I'm going to quickly do. I'm also going to pack away as I go. I don't want to I'm going to put that milk away, but let's think about this long black. So my water's ready. Now, this is a nice slow moment. You can take a breath because it's not the fastest kettle in the world, but it will be a great temperature for my customer. So I'm going to have that ready. Good to go. Now, in another video that I did talk about this setup, and when we try to be fast, we're moving to systems like this. So having your shots pre-dosed, having everything ready to go, so that you've fully dialed in. Single dose grinder. We can go straight on top of there with that one. Now, let's see this sit. There we go, I've got it starting to get my flow there. If I wanted to, I've already got my doses pre-weighed, so if I wasn't happy with this shot, I could just quickly whip up another one. So on this one I'm running a little bit slower than I'd like to, just off the front of that shot, but we still run a good time. I can put a lid on that, but it wouldn't take me much longer to prepare another shot for that one. There we have it, 6 quick coffees. I've got my cup trays here ready to go. I can load them up. If you've got other stuff, of course we're making use of them, and you are good to go. Beautiful. There we have it. We've got our 6 coffees. Didn't start a clock, so I don't know how long it took, but hopefully you can see how I would manage an order like that, having the shots going while doing something else. There's always multiple things going at once, and my cups are prepared, got everything ready to go, and that's how I can be fast but maintaining the quality of my coffee and being as quick and good as possible. Alright, so that guy clearly needed a break after doing the full video in one take, but I wanted to keep it real so there was no cut ins and outs, so you can see how I ordered and put those drinks in order, the steps I take, the little tips and tricks. I hope you got something for it. There is heaps of videos on our channel about steaming alternative milks and preparing orders, and I would go back and watch a lot of those videos. That's really going to help you with the whole journey of making coffee faster and better quality. Probably the other thing that I wanted to touch on, clearly I've got some cool tools in my espresso bar. I've got an iMilk system, a puck press, I've got dosing pots on scales, and that's one thing that your bar might need, and you can evolve over time. Obviously there's a cost to that, so if we're being cost effective, you just need to move quicker, but also have some better systems in place. But of course automation is the future of coffee, and that is one advantage that I do have in my bar. So guys, I hope you got some helpful tips out of this video. I'd love to hear comments. I read them all and reply to all of them, so jump in there, keep the community going. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to the channel, like this video, and hit the bell icon if you haven't already. Thanks guys, I'll see you next time.